Alice Eastwood was more than a botanist. She was a force of nature. When the 1906 San Francisco earthquake ignited a firestorm, Alice didn't run for safety. She ran into the burning California Academy of Sciences. Scaling a ruined staircase, she hand-lowered nearly 1,500 irreplaceable plant types to the street below, saving the botanical history of the West from total erasure. From the rugged Rockies to the ashes of San Francisco, her 94-year journey defines resilience. Today, we explore the life of a woman who truly bloomed among the ruins. Alice Eastwood defied Victorian constraints to become a field scientist of unparalleled endurance. Known for her Wolverine toughness, she didn't just catalog nature, she survived it. The survivor. She climbed a broken staircase during the 1906 San Francisco fire to save 1,497 type specimens. The explorer. She braved 15-hour horse rides, mountain rivers, and quicksand to secure rare plants. The builder. As curator for 50 years, she rebuilt the Academy's collection from zero to over 340,000 specimens. Driven by a desire to help, not to shine, her legacy remains foundational to Western botany. Every great journey starts with a single seed. For Alice Eastwood, born in Toronto in 1859, that seed was planted in a convent garden after the early loss of her mother. In this sanctuary, the structured world of religion was replaced by the wonder of nature. She found guidance from Father Pugh, who nurtured her curiosity, and her uncle, Dr. William Eastwood, who taught her to identify wild raspberries and partridge berries. To Alice, botany wasn't just science, it was the world's greatest detective mystery. At 14, Alice moved to Denver, balancing teaching duties with her true passion, the mountains. Entirely self-taught, she mastered complex botanical manuals on her own. Known as the denim botanist, she rejected restrictive Victorian fashion, designing skirts that buttoned into trousers so she could climb where others couldn't. Her expertise was validated in 1887 when Alfred Russel Wallace, co-discoverer of evolution, chose the young schoolteacher to guide him up Gray's Peak. This 3-day expedition confirmed her brilliance to the world. In 1891, Alice walked unannounced into the California Academy of Sciences, immediately impressing curator Kate Brandegee. Brandegee was so convinced of Alice's talent that she famously gave up her own salary to hire her. By 1894, Alice succeeded her as curator. In the chaos of frontier San Francisco, Alice introduced a revolutionary system, segregating type specimens, the original examples of a species, from the general collection. It was a simple administrative decision, but one that would soon save California's botanical history from total destruction. When the great earthquake struck, Alice didn't run to save her home. She ran into the crumbling city to save the Academy. With the stone staircase collapsed, Alice and a friend climbed the metal railing, hand over hand, to reach the 6th-floor herbarium. Ignoring the vast main collection, she focused solely on the 1,497 type specimens she had strategically segregated years earlier. She lowered them to safety using ropes and twine, leaving her own lunch bag hanging on a mastodon tusk as she escaped the encroaching flames. While Alice saved the vital type specimens, the Academy's main collection was swallowed by the fire. Alice suffered deeply as well, losing her home and every personal possession, saving only her favorite Zeiss lens. Yet, her reaction was purely stoic. She viewed the disaster like a plant being cut back, destined for new growth. Refusing to lament her destroyed work, she famously remarked that the joy was in the doing, and she felt that same joy in starting all over again. Alice Eastwood's story didn't end with the fire. It began a massive rebirth. While the Academy was physically rebuilt in Golden Gate Park, Alice traveled the globe to study other herbaria, returning with a singular mission to rebuild what was lost. The results were staggering. The recovery, from a remnant of just 1,497 saved specimens in 1906. The expansion. By 1942, she had rebuilt the collection to over 300,000 specimens. The finale. By her retirement, she had personally overseen the addition of 340,000 specimens, leaving a foundational legacy for Western botany. Alice Eastwood was the antithesis of an armchair scientist, possessing a physical grit often described as rebar and concrete. Her field research was a testament to pure endurance, relentless. Even in her 70s, she endured 15-hour horseback rides through Montezuma Canyon. Fearless, she waded through quicksand for rare plants and swam against dangerous mountain currents. Resilient, she survived on oatmeal made with fouled water and once huddled in a Yukon shack simply waiting for willows to bloom. Alice Eastwood understood that botany required more than just collecting, it required protection. She became a fierce advocate for preserving California's unique landscapes. Her conservation legacy includes Mount Tamalpais. As a founding member of the Tamalpais Conservation Club, she successfully fought to establish the state park. Redwoods. She worked tirelessly to save redwood groves in Humboldt County. Fire ecology. She was a pioneer in researching the positive ecological effects of fire on native chaparral recovery. Alice didn't just study nature, she ensured it would endure. In botany, true immortality is achieved through taxonomy. Alice Eastwood's tireless work resulted in her naming 395 plant species and authoring over 300 scientific publications. Her legacy is physically rooted in the landscape through names that honor her. The genera, both Eastwoodia and Aliciella, bear her name. The sunflower, Eastwoodia elegans, a resilient yellow mock aster, is the only species in its genus. The manzanita, the Arctostaphylos glandulosa, is widely known as the Eastwood manzanita. Alice's influence extended far beyond the herbarium. She cultivated a thriving salon for the greatest minds of her era. Her legacy lives on through the next generation of giants she mentored, including John Thomas Howell and a young Peter Raven. A true trailblazer for women in science, Alice paved the way for explorers like Inni Mexia. Her endurance was so legendary that she became the only woman invited into the all-male cross-country boys club, simply because she was the only one who could keep up. Alice officially retired in 1949 at the age of 90, but her work did not stop. The final triumph of her career came at age 91, when she flew to Sweden for the International Botanical Congress. She served as honorary president and was seated in the chair of Carl Linnaeus, a symbolic crowning of her career. She remained active until her death at 94 in 1953. Alice Eastwood's true monument isn't just a building, but the vast wealth of knowledge she rescued and expanded. Today, the Alice Eastwood Hall of Botany at the California Academy of Sciences honors her enduring vision. By saving the original type specimens in 1906 and adding 340,000 new specimens throughout her career, she ensured the West's botanical history survived the flames. Alice taught us that resilience is the most essential trait of both nature and the scientist. Her legacy continues to bloom. This timeline highlights key moments in Alice Eastwood's life, from her birth in Toronto in 1859 to her enduring legacy at her death in 1953. It underscores her resilience, her heroic act in 1906, and her successful mission to rebuild the botanical collection to over 340,000 specimens.